Now, I know Cloak and Dagger isn't like the most popular superhero couple, but they shouldn't be struggling with the Nazi twins. Like, they literally have to hold hands to use their powers. Like, that tells you right there how flawed they are. But wouldn't be much of a story if the bad guys lost in 2 seconds. Support this comic book series by visiting your LCS. My name is Dory, this is SEO Comics. We'll continue our coverage of Age of Revelation with Cloak or Dagger. Number 2. Our story starts off in your boy's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And the artist was actually accurate because that's the terminal tower right there in the background. But my city is burning. By the way, this is 10 years ago in the Revelation territories when the virus first popped off. We see police fighting with civilians that are probably turning into mutants. Maybe some of the police are turning into mutants. Dagger wants to do something, and Cloak's like, this is not our fight. So then Dagger's like, New York, DC, Atlanta, now Cleveland. I'm tired of running. Like, they need our help. This is not their fight either. And at least we have the power to do something about it. So then Cloak is like, but we have no idea what the X virus is going to do to us. And I don't want to lose you. And Dagger's like, that's the thing. Whatever it does, it's going to do to us together. And then they run into the fight. So now we cut to the in-between. I heard of the in-betweener, but I never heard of the in-between. And unfortunately, I gotta hurry up, record this, and go to work. So I'm gonna need one of you guys to fill me in on where the in-between is in Marvel. And I guess Cloak, for some reason, can't be with Dagger, but he can listen in to her conversations and kind of know what's going on, what she's doing right now. And his daughter's asking, are you talking to mommy? And he's like, kind of. So she wants to go help out Rami. And Cloak has to let her know that unfortunately the outside world right now is pretty dangerous. So the safest place for her to be is right here. And she's like, I'm not scared of anything, especially if I have Bear with me, which Bear looks like Cloak. So Cloak gives her a hug and is just proud of her for being so brave. So then we cut to Haven, where Dagger is checking on Captain Jensen. And I believe it's either Colonel Ramirez or it could be General Ramirez. Is standing outside the hospital door, and it's like, it's touch and go right now. Like, they don't know exactly how the virus is going to further affect him. But right now, he's in stable condition, but he's never going to be human again. So then they start walking, and the Colonel or General lets Dagger know that she's not going to let the rest of her people just be picked off like this. So the base is not safe, so they're going somewhere else. And Dagger wants to do one more perimeter search for more civilians before they decide to pack up and go. But then we cut to the Nazi twins that's outside the hospital, standing on top of a water tower. They want to get back Captain Jensen, and they got some dude named Locust, and they told him to go ahead and point his cloud at the hospital. Now, I don't know whose Kool-Aid that these two have been drinking, but it is definitely tainted because they are full believers in exposing people to the X virus and turn them into mutants or kill them. But they feel like this is the way of the world and this is Revelation's plan, which it kind of is. So all of a sudden they hear a noise, and Scritch, God, I hate that name, it's like, I didn't know there was supposed to be rain. And then Dagger's like, that's not rain. And when a guy named Locust, of course, he has the power of controlling locusts. And that's what's headed right at Dagger. And Dagger's like, this is more your department there, Cloak. We need to switch out. And they do. So Cloak's like, I'll handle this. And he does. He uses his powers and he kills all the locusts. All the locusts. So Scritch is like, I'm glad you handled that, Cloak, because I really hate bugs. And then Flex is like, same. So Cloak wants to do one more perimeter search to check on civilians to make sure they're okay since the attack happened. He wants Scratch to go with him, and then he wants Flex to stay back and protect the hospital and Captain Jensen. Cloak and Scritch get with Ramirez and they're talking about strategy. All of a sudden Ramirez hears a noise and Cloak is like, get down, because there's a huge explosion that just happens and he has to pull everybody into his cloak to protect them. So of course that explosion came from the Nazi twins. So Cloak tells everybody to get the hell out of Dodge while he handles these two. He uses his powers against them, but it kind of doesn't work. So they start doing their normal villain monologue, letting Cloak know that they plan on turning everybody into mutants or they die from the X-Virus, one or the other. That this was Revelation's plan altogether, which Revelation probably has never talked to these two ever. They're assuming what his plan is, and they're kind of right, but it's not because they got it from Revelation. That's for damn sure. So of course, Cloak goes over my dead body. He goes to attack him. They join hands because that's the only way their power works. And they hit him with a blast. And it actually hurts Cloak. And they hit him with another blast. And now he's bleeding out of his mouth. And now Cloak is down. So now the Nazi twins start talking big. And on top of that, they have a little mutant army that's behind them. So back in the in-between, Dagger is spending time with her daughter and they're coloring. But all of a sudden she screams out and her daughter's like, Mommy, what's wrong? And she's like, I think it's your daddy. He's in a fight. He's in pain. And for some reason, I can feel it too. So then we cut back to the hospital where Flex is standing guard outside of Jensen's door. He hears a rumble and he goes, what the hell's that? Next thing you know, the door hits Flex in the face and Jensen is super powered out of nowhere and he is agreeing with the Nazi twins and is like, yes, we must pretty much turn everybody into mutants. And then he throws Flex very hard out the window. So then we cut back to Cloak, who's still getting beat down by the Nazi twins. But now his wife is like, what the hell's going on? Are you okay? And Cloak is like, you need to stay there. And she's like, tell me what's going on. And Cloak's like, just stay there. I'll handle it. The Nazi twins are about done and they feel like they're about to take out Cloak. When all of a sudden Flex comes out of nowhere and falls into the Nazi twins, which breaks their connection. And Cloak is like, great timing. And he's like, I wish I could say it was planned, but I kind of got thrown into them by Jensen, who comes out of nowhere because now he has dragon wings too. So Jensen gets with the Nazi twins and is like, I'm on your side. So the Nazi twins are like, all right, everybody, attack those two. So Flex is like, what are we going to do? And Cloak's like, I don't know, because I can't summon a single shadow. The Nazi twins' powers have weakened me somehow, but I'm going to hold down the fort. And Flex is like, that's fine. I guess I'm going to hold down the fort with you. So of course, Dagger wants to help, but Cloak is not switching with her. And all of a sudden, her daughter's like, you know what? We're going to go help. We cut back to Cloak and Flex and they're getting beat down. All of a sudden, all these mutants get hit with all these light daggers, and Cloak turns around and is like, Dagger? And she's there with their daughter. Somehow she was able to go from the in-between to the real world. Don't ask me how. And don't ask me how they're actually are able to be together now. I guess we'll finally get this explained in the final issue.